Hey, and welcome. We are two moms, two businesswomen, and two friends just trying to keep all the balls in the air without losing our minds.
From school pickups to potty training, messy kitchens, and major wins, we're bringing you real talk on motherhood, entrepreneurship, and all the things we love in between.
So whether you're folding laundry, driving to work, or sneaking in some you time,
grab your coffee and join us for laughs, lessons, and a whole lot of chaos.
This is the Mother Overload, where real life meets real talk. We are Desi and Crystal. Let's dive in. Hey, and welcome back to the Mother Overload podcast. I'm Desi, and
I'm Crystal.
Welcome back. We are so excited because as we're recording, our first episode is being released and premiered, and all of the amazing, incredible things. Crystal's been working hard on our Instagram page, and there's so many of you already supporting us and loving on us, and it's absolutely amazing. We're so grateful.
Incredible. It is.
Yeah, so cool. Today we are coming on to talk about manifesting, which I think is really cool because that's how we, figure out the things that we truly want, and we focus on those things with a positive mindset. That is, I mean, I don't really know how to describe manifesting other than getting what the fuck I want.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I was actually as this week was happening and we were discussing what we wanted to talk about, I had my own things in my personal life happening, and I had to redirect. So I had some news that I didn't want to hear, like something, negative about a hope and a dream that I was working towards. And when I got the news that I didn't want to hear, I was like, fuck. But then instantly, as soon as I get that gut-wrenching feeling of, well, that ruins everything, I'm able to redirect my focus and think about, okay, when you're manifesting something, you're literally trying to grasp the thing that you want, right? You have to remind yourself that it's already yours, you already have it. So instead of thinking well, this ruins everything and I'm not getting anything that I ever wanted and everything's, going to hell, I have to remind myself that, okay, how can I bring myself back into and it's not always a positive mindset. We're human beings and that's whatever, but it's how do I bring myself back into that reminder that it will come when it's meant to and I can't force it. So, right? I have to sit there and try to work through, with somatics, I can work through the yucky, icky feeling in my stomach. That's something that I'm able to body scan and work through. But it's about reminding myself, I am already abundant. And this is where gratitude comes in. And we think about what are 3 things that I can remind myself that I am already so grateful for that don't cost a penny. Like the sunlight and the fact that I have air conditioning in my home. I mean, it costs money, but certain things
You're
that
healthy.
yeah. Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things though that people really struggle with manifesting anything, because we are a culture of instant gratification. We want things to happen immediately. We want things to happen right now. And that's not how you describe manifesting, right? It's
Mhm.
thinking about things, it's putting things out into the universe, it's waiting for all of these things to come together to make that goal or whatever a reality, right?
Yes.
And I know for me, especially when it comes to this podcast specifically, I have put it out into the universe that I've wanted to start a podcast before I had my baby. This has been such a long time coming. I remember when I was in my early doTERRA days, I went to a convention thing. It wasn't actually the big convention, but it was something that I had out in Hamilton. I took my downline with me, and we were talking about goals and manifesting. It was that's what you do at those events, right? And I had mentioned that I wanted to start a podcast. I just never really knew what it was going to be about or what people would want to listen to me talk about every week, right?
Mhm.
And so I put it out into the universe then, that was so long ago. And then, you know, put it out to the universe even a couple other times with friends. And just still never felt like the right time. And I feel like that is a piece of manifesting that people don't really understand. Maybe they get discouraged when, again, something doesn't happen right away, or you don't get the answer that you necessarily want, right?
Oh yeah,
So
100%.
it's just something that obviously, with you, it just kind of, there was that little bit of pull that was like, no, yeah, this is the right time. There's never going to be a right time to do it. And I feel like now I do have something to talk about that people will want to hear about every day. And that is like, momming and working and doing all the things, right? And just life.
I think motherhood is such a broad category also. So there's so many things that we can talk about. There's so many things that people go through on the day to day or whatever, right? That we
Absolutely.
can always touch on. And it's funny that you mentioned like manifesting this a long time ago because I didn't even think about that. But like during the chaos of 2020, me trying to figure out the next steps of my life, I actually wrote a list of types of things I could podcast. And let me tell you, it would have been the worst podcast ever if I started that. I was like, crocheting podcast.
Yawn.
Yeah, right. And then I did have like motherhood on there, but the stage of motherhood that I was in 2020 was survival to the max. So I would have
Right.
been crying every episode.
Hmm. Yeah.
And we're going to
We
save
will
that.
cry.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Yeah.
I think too, like, just we have such a cool experience in that, like, we both have kids of different ages. We both came into motherhood and entrepreneurship at different times.
Mhm.
Like, I've owned my business long before I had my son. You
Was
had your
after.
children
Yeah.
and then moved into the entrepreneur, like, obviously
Mhm.
you worked before, but like moved into that entrepreneurship afterwards. So there's such a, if you put all of the things up on a board, there's so many people who can relate to everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Does that
because
make
there's such a wide variety from like the things that you've done, the things that I've done. Our life experiences are so like not polar opposite, but pretty like
sense? Different.
similar, but on opposite ends. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, the whole blonde brunette. We just have this like opposite attraction, right? Like it just works.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, exactly. So
No,
I'm actually curious if you have something, if you don't want to share, that's okay, but I'm actually curious to know like what is something that you first noticed that you had manifested?
I mean, thinking about this, uh, like, definitely this for sure,
Yeah.
because I was trying to find, because Desi sent me her like vision board for this podcast specifically, and immediately I thought, holy shit. When I was in my doTERRA era in like January, we always did, like, we got together and did like manifestation boards, like vision boards, and we had like all the, like, we did like old school, like 90s. We were like cutting
Yes.
shit out from magazines,
That's
okay?
such a good way to
And
do it because you're
I
physically
have,
taking the time.
I know I kept it.
Oh,
I know I kept it because I keep everything.
yeah.
And I just can't find it, but I know it has a microphone on it. I
Oh,
know
that's
it
so
does. And
cool.
I'm like, that's so cool.
Yes.
That's so cool.
If you
But
find it,
I
you'll have to
think
post it to the story or something for sure because that's when you release the
absolutely I
podcast.
will
Yeah.
100%. I will 100%. Yeah, I think that's probably like the biggest like realization in like recent weeks. But like, do you have one?
Okay, so I feel like my spiritual journey has been a couple years of figuring out what manifesting actually meant because for so long I was like, yeah, manifest that shit. And I didn't know what I was talking about, right? It was just like a cute saying at the time. Um,
Yeah.
but I am somebody who does not have a good financial literacy. I was never taught about like how to earn and save growing up. Both of my parents had very bad habits with finances. So I never had that person to look up to when it came to that stuff. And
Right.
and of course, like with Corey, he's like, oh my God, you don't need to buy all this shit. Oh my God, like stop spending money. Oh my God. Like, and it was like, we've been together for almost 20 years. It's a consistent Like to me, that's where I retreat and shut down when he's like, "Okay, well, let's start a budget." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you hate me. What is this?" Like that's my one thing.
Yeah.
Talking about money is my least favorite thing. So having to
Yeah.
learn how to talk about money in a comfortable, positive, I'm comfortable and I'm happy and I'm, abundant kind of mindset was very difficult for me. But I think I really got serious about learning how to manifest correctly when I started drowning financially. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. And when you get in this deep, dark hole of like how do you get out of like thousands and thousands of dollars of debt? I don't even want to go into like actual numbers because that's embarrassing, but like it's not embarrassing. We got to like remove the shit around that. But also in my soul and my body, it's still a hard thing for me to overcome what I put us through financially and how I'm still learning how to figure that out. But the manifestation part of it is I was doing a lot of work on myself, healing my own stuff. And during that, I learned how to become financially free, basically. So I have a house, I have a mortgage, and I was able to use the leverage of the house and the mortgage to remove all of the debts that I had accumulated over the past 10 to 15 years of just like credit card debts and shopping and expenses that especially over 2020 I wasn't working, making a paycheck. So I'm now at home. We have one income, which is impossible these days.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah.
but still we need to eat. I need to take care of the kids. I need to take care of myself, and also not knowing how to care for money and respect money in the way that I do now. Uh it just was like right, like it
Yeah.
was gone all the time. And I strongly believe that we have financial energy as to how
Yes.
much we can hold. So that's
Yes.
something that I'm still learning.
I think so many people struggle with their money story and just um, financially because we don't get taught that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all about math and equations and pi, and it's like cool, but that how does that apply to like my real life? Because when I leave high school, I now need to be a whole fucking adult.
Yeah.
So like let's teach that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because especially I feel like millennials are just like, hi, we're under the quicksand, a lot of us. Because it's just like, if you didn't buy a house, you screwed
Yeah.
now, you know? So there's just like so many things that go into that. But I 100% I'm on board with the whole manifesting your financial situation and really trying to dive as much as you can into that. There are so many podcasts, so many books that are absolutely incredible with changing your mindset around money. One of them being Get Rich Lucky
Mm.
Bitch. If you haven't read it, I suggest it.
Okay.
It's a good
I
one
will.
for sure.
They do actually teach financial literacy in the schools now, though.
Oh my
I know.
God, I
That's
love
the only
them.
way.
Thank God. You know why? It's because it's millennials who didn't learn how to do this shit who are the ones who are teaching the fucking classes now.
100%, yeah.
That is
Yeah, yeah,
100%
yeah.
why.
And it's funny because I didn't even know the term financial literacy until the schools were teaching it. So like my son last year in grade 8 was like, okay, I need to come up with a budget for the year. I have this much money, and he's like doing the things. He bought a lot of craft
So
dinner with his budget. Yeah.
yeah, budgets was always like a taboo word for me. I really, really struggled
Yeah.
with that. If somebody was like, oh, just make a budget, I was like, well, how I use this as my money
Mm,
excuse also for a very long time because I always said, well, I can't make a budget because I don't know how much money I'm making every
right.
month. And I use that as an
Yeah.
excuse as to why I couldn't get my financial shit in check.
Mm.
But we all have our excuses and our things to not do something,
Yes,
right?
100%. Yep.
Um, but having you can have a budget even if you don't know how much money you're making every month. Just
So I'm gonna read this because whenever I was struggling this week with my
mm,
mindset, of course, I was like, okay, what are some good tips for myself? And I'm going to share them with you because maybe they'll be helpful to everybody else.
yay,
So,
love
this
that.
is the daily manifestation ritual for financial abundance. Brought to you by Desi and a little bit of ChatGPT. Uh, okay, so in the mornings, what you want to do is you want to set the tone for wealth energy. This is a 2-minute gratitude activation. What you're going to want to do is write down 3 things that you're grateful for that cost nothing, right? This is like there's gratitude journals, 5-minute, or
5 minute
thank you.
journal.
Yes.
Love it.
And then there's 3 things that you're grateful for financially as well. So this is what signals your brain that you already live in that abundance, right? So you're already there. A mantra, money as energy. So say 3 times, money flows to me freely, easily, and in expected and unexpected ways. I am always taken care of. So if you repeat that self to yourself, eventually you'll believe it. Okay. And then your visualization is huge. Like meditation and manifestation for me goes hand in hand. If I want to manifest something, I meditate like a maniac. Like I will be very consistent in my meditation because that's how I visualize what I want. And I'm a weirdo that I like to draw it out after I come out of my meditation. I have this dollar store sketchbook that I have the ugliest drawings in, but I don't care because it makes it like, okay, I'm doing my blueprints. Anyways, visualization. Picture yourself living your ideal financial life. Engage all senses and smile to signal safety. So it's something that with manifesting, I used to have a girlfriend that I would talk to about it all the time when I was learning about it. And I was like, do you get like a chill? And she's like, my hands get like tingly. And for me, I get like a chill down my back, like as if like you're so excited about something, and then it's like goosebumps almost because you're activating
Yeah.
in my brain. I'm activating that thing that I want. Okay, so daily in the afternoon, you're going to want to keep the flow alive. So your inspired action. Remember how we were talking about like this podcast specifically? I was like, hey, this is what I
Yeah.
want. And you were like, I want this too. The inspired action was
Yeah.
sending that message, having that conversation, right? So ask, what is one step that I can take today to increase my income or improve my financial position that can take that and then take that action. So for me, I was like, okay, I have these businesses. I don't know, like financially on paper, my finances look crazy. So I'm still learning the business side of things. I'm still very amateur in entrepreneurship because I've been doing this for 2 to 3 years, but on paper with an accountant, it doesn't look very, very good. So that's just me
Right.
being very real and raw about my own personal stuff right now. Um, so I started like applying to jobs that could put me on a payroll because if I have
Right.
payroll on paper from somebody else, that can't be a bad thing, right? Like it's not part of my plan. So I have to now feel that out and see, is this something that I am meant to be doing? If I get all no's, if I don't get a single callback, maybe that wasn't the route that I was supposed to go. So then I move on to the next thing that I find is bringing me joy.
Hey, Desi here. I'm just popping in with a quick update. After this episode was recorded and I'm going through and editing it, I felt like it was important to come on here and express that while listening back to this clip here regarding applying for jobs and figuring out if that was the right route to go, I have since learned that that is actually not where I'm meant to be. And it's funny because I think we only recorded this episode about a month prior to this episode airing, and so much has changed in that small amount of time, and I wanted to share and update that. In my strong beliefs in the universe, I feel that we are constantly being told different things, and it's so important to listen to what you feel is right for you. In the moment, I jumped into scarcity mode and I started applying to jobs thinking that that is where I was supposed to be, instead of focusing in on what I already have in front of me and putting more love and effort into the things that I've already been building. So that's where I'm heading, and thank you for sticking with me here. Now let's get back into this episode.
And if the goosebumps
Yes. Yeah.
come, then you know you're in the
Right.
right
And big thing about manifestation is that we don't chase, we attract. So although I'm yes putting it out there because that's the inspired action, I'm not going, oh, I need to have this specific job, or oh, I saw this school posting, I'm gonna go to the school and be like, hey, like I'm the best for this. Right. So it's inspired action, but we're not chasing it. 60-second future you check-in. Pause and think. If I were already financially abundant, what would I do right now? Make one decision from that place. So it's hard because for me, that's like, sure, go on a shopping spree. You have all the money in the world. Why not? But then that puts me back in that state of um, needing, right? And then in the evening, when you're getting ready for bed, you're going to want to close the day with trust. So you're going to release and rewrite your story. Write down any financial worries in one side of your page, and then on the other side, you're going to rewrite them into empowering statements to kind of take away from the negativity and lift into what you want. Nighttime prosperity whisper. Before bed, softly repeat, I am a magnet for wealth. Money loves me and I love money. Fall asleep with this thought because you're putting that love and respect around finances. And one thing for me that I find is such a cool manifestation as well is I will go to markets, like local markets, and spend money. I tell my family when we are going to these markets that we have to spend money while we are there because that's how I get it to return because we are supporting and we are um, circulating money in our community. When we circulate money in our community, we put it out, it comes back double, triple, quadruple, like it always comes back more than what I've put out. And I have this belief so deep in my soul that I will go into a market and come home with an order that somebody has sent me because they need to order stuff from me. And it's, yeah. And I make sure that I am trying to train my kids to believe these thoughts as well. Right. And we tip well. We're like those kind of people because we're like, okay, this is going to this person. They're going to, do this and it's going to come back to my business one way or another.
Yeah, for sure. I love the reframe. Okay. Like I love the writing down, this is your thought. How do we reframe it? I feel like I don't do that enough in my life. I can do that literally all day, every day. Every time something negative comes out of my mouth, we can reframe it into something.
Yeah, else. It's big on redirecting, right? Because we can get ourselves in these ruts of like it was like it's like an instant thing for me now. Before I would have just sat in that feeling for like days and weeks and being like, "Oh god, this is the worst thing. Like nothing good ever happens." And like even me saying that out loud right now, it messes with me a little bit because I'm like, I don't want to put that out there. That's not true. I take it back. I take it all back.
It's so true. I have these like mindset
cool.
mindful affirmations, and I have them literally on my desk because this is the time where I'm like thinking about putting things into my business. This is where I'm writing my emails. This is where I'm doing all those things, and I try and pull a card every day, and it doesn't happen every day. But on the days that I do it, I feel so much better. Like this is actually a perfect card. I pulled this one today. It says, I have a gift and I am responsible for sharing it with the world. Beautiful. How fitting is that for our very first day of our podcast launch?
Yeah. Is it so wild to you that there's people probably listening right now to our first episode?
It's like a little bit terrifying. It's a little bit scary. Because we're putting ourselves on the internet, which is like there's some trolls out there. I know that we have amazing people who are following right now and like, but you never know, right? You are just being vulnerable and putting yourself out there. And I think it's amazing how many people have like already followed along. They haven't even listened. Yes. They haven't even listened yet and they're already there. So that's really, really cool. And bless you if you're here right now for this episode, because that means that you've been listening and we are so grateful that you're here. I do have to say one quick little shout out, and that is to Desi, because I promise you wouldn't be listening to this if it wasn't for her, because she is literally doing the back end stuff, killing it. If you messaged me and said, hey, can you edit this podcast for me? I'd be like, no, I have no idea. You want me to edit a photo? Girl, I got you, no problem. Which X are we removing? No problems. But I cannot edit a podcast for you. So
but I think we work well as a team that way too, because you're doing a lot on your end as well. Like there's a lot that goes into it. As much as I could just record and release, I don't think that would work for me.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, should we do rapid fire? Okay. So I think I know the answer for this one, but morning coffee or morning meditation? I know, it's kind of hard.
So even when I was very good, I'm terrible at meditation right now because
same.
Yeah, I just
horrible. yoga
Yeah,
and
there
meditation.
like the Insight Timer is beautiful. That's a beautiful app that I love. More so YouTube because it's just like guided meditation. I can sit there on the couch and whenever nobody's here, which is rare right now. But I when I'm good at doing meditation, it works and I love it and it's something that I know that I need and I know that it keeps me focused on my spiritual journey. But
Yeah.
lately it's been coffee first. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Um, what's a book that's changed your perspective?
So I started reading the first book that put me on this journey was Rich AF by Amanda Francis. And then I listened to a lot of podcasts by not anymore, but Catherine Zankina, Manifestation Babe. She was somebody who, when I first started the cleaning business, every time I was in a house doing jobs, I would just have her in my head all day, every day. So it was very helpful that way.
Get
Yes.
Rich Lucky Bitch was one that really helped kind of like shift my money story. It's all about like how your money stories are created, and it was very interesting to realize that a lot of the time your money story, you need to break that cycle because it comes from
Mhm.
your parents or your parents' parents and that kind of stuff. So it was very interesting lines in there. And then also one of my favorite like entrepreneur books was is Life is Hiring, and it's by Peta Kelly, and it's wonderful to listen to because she's Australian. So it's like, and same with actually the other one
Oh,
too.
that's nice.
She's Australian too. I think I just love listening to
Yeah, I
Australian
love
people
that.
talk.
That's so
Maybe.
cool.
Okay. Let's do. So, what does success look like for you as a mom?
More time with my kids. So,
Yeah.
and it's hard because like me dealing with like financial questions in my brain now. Um
Yeah.
I know like I genuinely have this same manifestation in my brain when I think about like not like the end goal, but like the next big thing that I
Right.
really want for myself. It's the same every time. I know like my home, I can picture myself driving up the driveway. I can picture my studio. Like I there's so many things that I have in my mind that I know are the end goal. So when something like this comes up, I'm like, I will get there. It's okay. This isn't
Yeah.
like the end of my story. So this is, you know, but it's also hard because yeah, my kids are still young enough that they want to be around me and until they don't want to be around me anymore, I want to be able to make that time to be available for them, right? Like I didn't have that
Right.
growing up. I didn't have parents that I either wanted to be around or um had the option to have around, right? So I think it's huge that my kids want to be with me. They want to be like they want to hang out and stuff like that, even at the ages that they are as they get older, because they say you get like 12 good years,
Yeah.
right?
I
I don't
know.
believe, yeah, I don't believe that.
Rude. I still hang out with my mom. I'm taking her
Oh,
to the
that's so
spa this
sweet.
weekend.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Oh,
It's her
that's so
birthday.
nice. See, and that's
It's a
but that's what
special
I
day.
want, right? I want for my kids to grow up and like my middle child is my sweet soul and she tells me all the time. She's like, when I'm 35, I'm gonna like come and have a movie night with you and probably sleep over on a Saturday. And I was like, please do. Because if you leave me with your father for the rest of my life without you
Absolutely.
guys coming around,
I'm gonna be bored.
yeah.
Okay. um. Okay. I think for me, like obviously, success as a mom just looks like, having a happy, healthy kiddo. And I feel like I'm now really starting to understand the balance between work
Mm-hmm.
and my mom life. So I feel like I'm already pretty successful in that area because I can drop everything and spend time with him, or I can, shift my focus to work to home pretty easily. But there's always room to grow in that. There's always going to be that. And I think now it's like wanting to be more financially stable so that, I can do all the things that I want to do with him, right? Travel and all of those things. So, anyways, okay, so we'll leave it on the very last question, and that is finish the sentence. This is only the beginning.
Much more coming. There's so much. Even when you're in the midst of like the chaos and you think, "Oh my God, I can't see anything," like the blinders are on. There's so much good coming
Yeah,
to you. but you have to believe it, because if you don't believe it, then you're right. Whatever you believe is right. So if you believe that you're going to have a shitty life, you're going to have a shitty life. If you believe that you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to be a millionaire. But you have to take those inspired actions to do that.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love that. Okay. That's it, guys. We will see you next week. That was perfect.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Mother Overload podcast. This is a real talk space where two moms come together to unpack the beautiful chaos of motherhood. We're not experts. We're in it with you. This is a space for overwhelmed, overcaffeinated, heart wide open moms who need to know they're not alone.